interview. My name's Alistair Trippett and I've been investing in property for over 5 years, and I've met some incredible people on the way and just learned so much from them. In this series, we'll be meeting with those on the ground actively investing in property. We'll be going through everything from how they've sourced them to how they stack the projects to their refurbishment costs and their strategies. But most importantly, we're getting into the nitty-gritty, such as their return on investment, purchase prices, and how they finance the properties. In this episode, I'll be meeting with Staffordshire-based investor Joseph Downes, who bought a dilapidated 2-bedroom terraced house in Stoke on Trent and converted it into an absolutely stunning 3-bedroom single let. We'll be bringing to you investor interviews every week, so if you want to stay in touch, then please subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be notified when they're released. So without further ado, let's get straight into this one.
$87,500, I think it was. Viewed it once, offered like stupidly low, like 62 grand or 60 grand or something. That got rejected. I was like, fair enough. Did the usual thing, offered, got rejected. I thought, I'll wait 4 weeks, come back. Well, within that 4 weeks, I noticed the house had been reduced. I think it was to like 85,500. So even though it's not a massive amount, they've still reduced it.
They're showing that motivation, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. And it worked on 100.
So you just work back from the 100, refurb.
Exactly.
This is my skin in the game. And you came up with an offer of?
I came up with an offer. It was like, I actually went in for 68. Got rejected. I went, right, I can go 70, no more. Ended up getting for 70. So to tell you the truth, I probably could have held out and gone like, no, I'm going to hold on to 68.
That's it around in your pocket. No, we've all done that mistake. Well, I don't think it's necessarily a mistake.
I mean, it's worked out. It's worked out absolutely fine. Like,
clearly it worked for you, worked for the vendor, and I think it's about finding a fair compromise at times. So, have you used an investor to purchase property, or have you funded it?
Yes, this has actually been funded by my dad.
Right, okay.
Nice.
I've been to the Bank of Mum and Dad before, so...
Gotta be done, mate.
They're particularly good interest rates.
He's going to get 10% on the whole money invested once it's drawn out.
Right, so if you can structure something, family, you've already got the trust there. If you've got a family member to call on, then if you can structure a deal like that where they're getting an ace return, you touched on it earlier about switching the bathroom and the bedroom around. How do you think you've added value to this property?
Now we've got 2 good sized rooms where you can get, 3 good sized rooms where you can get 3 double beds in. And for a terrace, that's...
and obviously it's hardly a compromise when you've got such a nice bathroom downstairs.
Exactly.
Features such as that, then you pay back in dividends because the tenant's going to come in, They're going to love the property, they're going to look after it like it's their own.
Exactly.
Whereas if you've not shown that level of care and detail and attention.
Yeah, and it pays off in the rent as well, because initially I was thinking 625 for the rent, tiles.
Yeah, they only cost a little bit extra.
Exactly. And if you're getting that extra 50.
So, okay, I wanted to run through the figures on this property. If we could start off with what it was on the market at and what you offered, which I know you've already touched on, but if you could run it through again.
On the market for 87,500, I think it was, and we ended up purchasing for 70.
Are you classing that as a below market value, or do you think that's what it's worth, or do you think it's somewhere in the middle?
Probably somewhere in the middle, but I would probably say below market value, yeah.
Refurb, what have you spent on it, all in? Now you know the exact figures.
22 all in.
Cool.
Refurb.
So your whole all-in investment, including the refurb, legals, the cash you put in for the deposit, is what?
Yeah, we talking about 39, 40 grand.
Right. And on that you're getting a rent of
675.
with ongoing running costs of roughly.
I usually budget 10% for the maintenance.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. Insurance divided over a portfolio probably works out about 27 quid a month. And it's self-managed at the minute, so no management costs.
Real costs there. Yeah. I mean, you say 10% maintenance is a typical figure.
10% maintenance, but the house is brand new, so it's just going to be sitting there.
Yeah,
probably spent on another property that will need maintenance.
Exactly. I think that's something that a lot of people overlook, is doing things, going that extra step, again, pays dividends with the ongoing management.
Definitely, and that's been something that I've realised from the very beginning. You know, it almost seems common sense.
Yeah, not
but
just.
But it's not common sense to a lot of people.
No. And then end valuation, you believe you've had an agent do an end valuation?
So I personally thought of a realistic valuation of about 110 grand. But the agent seems to think that she was to market it now, she'd put it on for offers over 135.
Yeah. So you think somewhere probably in the middle is realistic for a long term?
Yeah.
And especially a lender's going to come in and take into account the boom following COVID lockdown.
It's difficult to know what the value is going to come in and think, because they're obviously taking the market into account, and with everything that's going on,
they're going to take it into account probably negatively.
Yeah.
Whereas an agent's going to take it into account positively.
Yeah. So
cash left in then after all that.
Cash left in, based on the 110, I think I'm probably looking at about 10 grand.
Yeah, nice.
And that gives me about 30% ROI.
Yeah. So you've got your rent already lined up, they're moving in this weekend on 675 a month.
Yeah.
Minus all your bills, your insurances, your mortgage. What do you think you're going to be netting of that rent? And then the payback time to pay off the 10 grand cash that you've left stuck in this property?
So annually we're looking at about 8,100 with the rent. And like you say, minus all the bills and that, I think we're looking at about 4 grand.
Yeah.
4 grand netted. So 675.
Typically about half, isn't it? So
yeah. So a couple of years and we'd be paid back, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, so 4 grand a year net, 10 grand left in. It's going to be around 2.5, worst case 3 year payback.
Exactly.
Probably going to get that in your first tenancy.
Yeah, and there's going to be touch wood, there's going to be no maintenance costs.
Yeah.
So all that should be just juicy profit.
Yeah, and that's why single lets work so well sometimes. What an amazing property. I'd really like to thank Joe for showing us around. The quality of finish and attention to detail was top notch, and as you can see, it's gone a long way when trying to achieve a good rent, tenant profile, and those additional costs just go that little bit further and pay for themselves. I think the key takeaways from this for me are, number one, that Joe sourced this property on the open market, so it didn't require any direct vendor marketing, no ginormous budgets. It just required scrolling through Rightmove, going through a negotiation process. Do this on several properties and you're bound to get one. The second thing that I picked up on is his funding strategy. He's managed to use a family member to fund this project and give them a brilliant return on their investment, 10% in less than a year. I think anyone would be happy to get that kind of return on their money, especially as it's allowed Joe's parents to go fund their extension, which is pretty cool. Finally, the third thing that I'd say you want to take away from this project of Joe's is his return on investment. He's achieving on a return on his cash invested in the property somewhere around the 30% mark, which is incredible, and it's such a basic, vanilla, safe and secure way of investing your money. He's not risking on development or gaming planning. It was just a straight run-of-the-mill, well-executed investment property. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's the first interview that we've done with a video walk around, so I'd be really interested to hear what your thoughts are. We've had to cut out quite a lot of the interview just to try and keep it a concise and to the point video for you. If you'd rather the longer duration conversations, or want to get further into the nitty gritty, or just prefer the cinematics, then it'd be great to hear it in the comments below. If you could also hit the subscribe button and give the video a like, it'd be much appreciated. We've got quite a few more of these booked in, some of them are particularly interesting, so I look forward to bringing them to you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.